Amber will, maybe I should rephrase it as the current incarnation of Amber won't exist, which is a product to move from dollars to Bitcoin, right? Maybe in the future Amber acts as a Bitcoin wallet, a Lightning wallet, or some other abstracted version of of a some third, fourth, fifth layer on top of Bitcoin. Maybe that's where we kind of if what the product evolves into. So I can't see the future in that sense, but I guess on a Bitcoin standard, like the biggest thing that I see changing is that we'll normalize and find a more natural equilibrium for companies and corporates, and governance or governments will become more like service providers and no longer like overlords, right? So you become an overlord when you can fund yourself, and that's effectively what the government is today. Is like it's a mechanism for extracting wealth from the population and funding itself to then enforce more wealth extraction from the population. So it's a parasitic entity, and it can do that because it can issue the money, right? It is the legal issuer of money. Now, if you remove that capacity, and money is kind of one of the physical laws of nature of the universe, so it kind of sits in the realm of the speed of light, or like the three laws of thermodynamics. Like if once it's out there, then you don't, no one can gain that unfair advantage, and no one can play a crooked game, in which case the only way to acquire more Bitcoin, the only way to progress in the game of life, whether as an individual or institution or organization or a company or whatever, is to add more value, to produce more, to create higher order substances, goods, services, products, and in doing so, the world becomes far more competitive, far more fragmented. The idea of behemoth companies and behemoth nations starts to disintegrate, because you can't operate efficiently or effectively at such large scales, right? So these things start to break down against the reality that is Bitcoin, and the fact that it reintroduces economic consequence. So that's kind of the for me, what I see, I guess to paint the vision, it's like the future of the world is one in which we have 1 million cities instead of 226 countries, and in those million cities we have a whole range of different companies. We no longer have the FANG stocks, right? We have thousands and thousands and millions of companies, really, and that's what makes the world thrive at that point.